If you believe in this information and want to support its viral spread, go to the INFOWARS store at INFOWARS.com. We've got the new G.I. Joe INFOWARS t-shirts. We've got the incredible Pro Pure gravity-fed filters available at INFOWARS.com in the store. We've got a new DVD, Scientists Under Attack, the Don't Tread on Me flag. We've got all sorts of different bumper stickers to help spread the rebellion virally. It's all there, wristbands, citizen rule books in every order. Order online at INFOWARS.com today. The water filters, the canteens, it's all there. INFOWARS.com. My friends, it is the final segment of this November 15th, 2011 edition of INFOWARS Nightly News. And I can't think of any news or information that I've ever covered in the last few years that shakes me up as bad as this information I'm about to cover, because it really shows that the foregone conclusion of total collapse that Jim Rogers talked about last night, that Ron Paul's talked about, isn't just coming, it's pretty much arriving. The train is pulling into the station. And that we've seen the pension funds of the troops stolen by the big insurance companies. We've seen tens of trillions paid by American taxpayers to prop up derivatives. We see the euro going down. And now we're seeing more and more runs on banks. Bank of America, I mean, the list goes on and on. It is so scary to know how right we've been. And it's very poignant. A synchronicity, serendipity, I don't know, that Gerald Celente, probably the top trends forecaster in the world, has with precision predicted exactly what's happened. We're in the collapse. The system's still denying it, but everybody knows. That on the same day it came out in Fox News, and we have a graphic of this, MF Global may have been sick for a while, and buried in the article, it says $600 million is still missing from customer accounts. Gerald Celente had gold that he was taking physically delivered, physical delivery of, and they are telling him he's not going to get it, that they've gone into bankruptcy and it's been taken by the trustee, when they know whose physical gold it is. And they break down the facts here. The reason this is such a big issue is Gerald is a prominent media analyst and geopolitical analyst, and it happened to him. What are the numbers? I mean, he's 1 in a billion. Imagine if it happened to Gerald Celente, how many other people this happened to, not just with MF Global, but with other companies. And the fact that they're acting like this is normal and they're not going to go to jail like Bernie Madoff, and the fact that the big boys like Congress are now admitting they're involved in insider trading, giving government contracts to companies their wives and husbands own or that they own stock in, and the fact that they say they're above the law and that they're allowed to, I feel like I'm in the twilight zone. I mean, I know the white shoe boys, the kleptocrats, the prostitutes, all the terms that Gerald has coined or promotes are criminals. But my God, it's like Jim Rogers said last night. You heard about crony capitalism in Asia. This takes the cake. And Homeland Security is their system to protect their diabolical, premeditated heist. They have engineered this, and they don't care if you know, and they're just getting started. Over $100,000. He's not going to say the full number. It's over 6 figures of gold that's been his for months, trying to take delivery, and they said, you're not getting it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is bombshell. And Fox News is one of the only outlets reporting it, and it's just a minor footnote. You know what? 600 million's missing, and it turns out they've got all these billions and billions of dollars that they've got in other assets. They're just stealing the actual gold from the depositors. This is too much, ladies and gentlemen. We now turn to Gerald Celente, who just learned very recently, we'll find out exactly when, but he announced it today, that he has literally had his gold out of his account robbed. Bank robbers. And if he complains, maybe a SWAT team will drop by. Folks, no one is safe. No one's accounts are safe. Gerald Celente, I mean, this is off the charts insane. Did I get it right? Correct anything if I was wrong.
Yes, you got it essentially right. And I've been saying this a long time. You know that they're going to impose some level of economic martial law. And I thought, of course, it would be in the banks, that they're going to call a bank holiday of some sort and devalue the dollar. But what I did is I had an account, and I've been trading gold, by the way, Alex, since 1978. I've never had a problem. What I do is like airlines and grain companies, you buy futures, and I buy gold futures. Some people speculate with them. I buy futures with the intention of taking delivery. So I had enough money in my account, and I had contracts that were coming due in December, which is next month. Last Monday, I get a telephone call. Again, the company I used to deal with was called Lind Waldock. Bypassed me. I never realized that they got bought out by MF Global. Didn't make any difference. Been dealing with them for years. As I said, I've been around commodities a long time. Nothing of this type of ever happened. So I get a call. I have a margin call. That means I don't have enough money in my account to support my gold positions. I said to the guy, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm taking delivery at the end of the month. I got a ton of money in my account. Oh, no, you don't, Mr. Celente. The money has been taken out of your account. I said, who agreed to take the... What are you talking about? He said, well, Lind Waldock is owned by MF Global, and they decided, the CME Group and another party, that they're going to take the money and put it with a trustee. I said, oh, yeah, you mean the Meyer Lansky Group and the Al Capone Group decided to take all of my money out of my account and then ask me for a margin call to put in more money into a sinking ship? I said, what, are you out of your mind? I'm sorry, Mr. Celente, that's all we know. If you don't come up with more money, we're going to close your accounts, your positions. So now, Alex, they have my money, they close my positions, and I can't get any of it. Now, let's put this into perspective. The guy that was running this operation, John Corzine. Hey, where did John Corzine come from? Well, he's originally a Goldman Sachs guy. You know, one of those fine people out there. And then he became governor, senator of New Jersey. That wasn't good enough for him. Gave it to New Jersey really good. I'm going to become governor. So he becomes governor and senator in New Jersey, runs that place into the ground. And by the way, Corzine, if you're listening, you know that car accident you got into a while ago and you almost died? You SOB, you should have died because you ruined a lot of people's lives, stealing their money. You know what he was doing, Alex? Because he's connected with the boys. You know, they give him preferential treatment, trading rights. Oh, the guy that runs the Commodities Future Trading Commission? Gary Gensler. Gary Gensler. Hey, he gave Corzine, I think, $10,000 for his campaign. It's a contribution, capisce? Yeah, it's a bribe and a payoff. Gary Gensler runs the Commodities Future Trading Commission for the United States of America. And they let these guys get away with all these dirty deals as they're pulling them off and bringing everybody down. So now Corzine, he's going to play, according to reports that I read, you go to Las Vegas over there, Alex, and you go put $1 down on the table. And you say to the guy dealing the cards, that's not $1, that's $40. That's right, that's what the house said I could bet. Every dollar down, I could make a $40 bet. That's what he was doing. So now what happens is brilliant Corzine's betting on European bonds. You know what's going on in Europe. The bond market's going berserk. Italy's on the verge of going Greek, with the bonds hitting over 7%. You look at what's going on. He bet on Portuguese, Irish, all the losing bonds, Spain. So now the bet in total, as I read it, it's about $40 billion that this guy's controlling. The shortfall that they can't find is $600 million. The CME group that runs the commodities game, they've come up and they said, we'll cover $300 million. So now we're talking about a $300 million shortfall out of a $40 billion pie, and they steal everybody's money out of their account. You tell me what's going on, because my suspicion is they don't have the gold and silver to deliver.
That's it. Well, that's what Max Kaiser and you and many others predicted, was that they were going to end up being short. But my God, the boldness of this to actually not deliver your gold, and then you have all these other positions, and then just say we're going to shut down your account, and I guess let you then go negative on those. I mean, I don't know where you stand, but this for me, studying history, correct me if I'm wrong, Gerald, is a new level of naked corruption, just in-your-face hubris that is off the charts, and we see it all over the place. But here you are individually, well over $100,000. You won't say the number. It's over six figures. You say it's over $100,000. It's your gold. They have stolen it out of your account, and then we know that Bank of America's moved $79 trillion in derivatives into the taxpayer-backed FDIC, and there's no way to pay this back. It's their debt. Their whore media, though, is going to say that, well, it's America's debt. You've got to pay it. We don't have it. So they've got to know that as this comes out, it's going to fully destroy confidence. But because the crooks at Goldman Sachs and the rest of it have their people over every major government, where does it end? Do they just, we all get thrown out of our houses and are homeless, except for the cops manning armored parapets with the bankers laughing behind them? I mean, how much criminality do we have to see? I mean, it's such a bold move to steal your money. And then to admit it, and it's a minor footnote.
I know, they're doing it worldwide. Look what's going over there, as I said, in Italy. And see, here's the scam that's going on. As the systems keep collapsing, one keeps blaming the other. You saw Obama blaming China for keeping its currency artificially low. China keeping its currency artificially low? How about public enemy number one, Osama bin Bernanke, devaluing the dollar? And that's why I've been buying gold all these years. And by the way, I buy coins, I buy bullion, and I buy for possession, all of it. But I also, because of my retirement account, I have also money in ETFs. And I'm afraid I'm going to lose those too. So now I'm taking those, cashing out of those, and also trying to secure that, because they are going to steal all our money.
Gerald, I told my wife last week, and I want to hear what you recommend. We have about 4 months of operating capital to run the 35 employees and contractors, the building, everything. That's not very much for folks that don't know, who aren't in the news business. But some places are actually, you know, upside down. At least we're not that way. And people helped us out. People subscribe in this horrible depression. They support us. But me and my wife were talking. We're like, what do we do with the backup capital for this place and the little bit of capital we've got for our own family? Most of it is in gold and silver here and there, but it's not that much. What do we do with a little bit of cash we use, you know, to be able to pay bills and things? And I told her, I said, we've just got to get it all out. We've got to have the bare minimum, because they're going to take it all while they're stealing it by devaluing it. But again, that was my next question for you. What do you recommend I do? What do you recommend others do? Because this happened to you on 9/11, where they wouldn't let you have your pension fund, or wouldn't let you have your 401k.
CDs. I had my money in CDs.
Yeah, CDs. So A, what would you do if you were Alex Jones, A, and other businesses? But B, what does this signal that it's getting so bad that A, the media is not even really covering it, just a minor footnote, and B, it even happened to you? I mean, my God, how big do you think this iceberg really is?
It's huge. And I'm a very cautious investor. You know, it wasn't like I'm a high roller speculator.